Hello, and welcome to what might be the last update of this for a long time. Probably because I start work on Monday, and that's going to make me go from using all my free time on this to not wanting to do anything for anyone, probably. But nonetheless, I have done a whole bunch of stuff to the point where I don't even know what all we've done, and we're just going to walk through it so I can show off the things that I have done. First and foremost, yeah, it still looks like hot garbage. That hasn't changed one bit. Nonetheless, the functionality has kind of rounded itself off quite a bit. The forge and the wheel, mostly the same, but everything else is a little different. If we go over to my profile, you'll see this is the same. It still looks like garbage, but now there's a watch and a block button. What does the watch button do? Absolutely nothing. But maybe that won't be the case someday. The block button does exactly what you expect. Currently, the only thing that is that if you block somebody, their mascots will not show up in the mascot list, and their activity feed stuff will not show up in your activity feed anywhere. There may be more that it blocks later, but now you can, like, if somebody's making mascots that you hate, maybe you really hate Bonk and you want to block me for it, now you can, if you really want to. That's a thing that I made happen. On the wheel itself, well, let's not do that yet. Let's go over to the mascots list. You'll notice over here, it now looks a little worse because it's not 4 across. That's because I added the search bar. Now you can search mascots like you can the games. If you search for the letter M, it works the same way. You can order by name, creation date, last edited, creator, average rating, and your rating by ascending or descending, and it works great. One cool thing from this page that I didn't do with the game list, but I did with these, is now you can rate mascots from this page. Oh, by the way, you can also rate mascots. That wasn't a thing before. That's actually what I wanted to go to the wheel page for. So if we go to the wheel page with this Batman here, you'll notice the average rating and your rating are up here now. So you can rate mascots here, and it'll show the average rating as well. If we go back to the mascots list. Actually, no, let's just go ahead and rate that right now. I'm going to rate it a 3 because it's Arclon. We'll see that the average rating gets updated accordingly. The only ratings on here are mine right now, so they are the same. Nonetheless, that's something that happened. That's the only change to the wheel I've done, other than update some stuff that didn't really change anything. But that's the only change to the wheel. The forge is the same. Mascot lists now has this too. So rating mascots is the new thing, and also the search bars here. Game list is kind of the same. There's now more stuff to search by, or rather order by, but otherwise it's mostly the same. It now also shows ratings, which again are a thing. You can rate games. I think that was there last time. So that's still the same. Nothing's really changed here except for this button. There's now an add to collection button. We'll get back to that in a minute. On the games list, you'll notice now if you have marked it played, beaten, or complete, it will show that next to the details here, so you can see in a glance in a game list whether you've played all of the games. Like in Mega Man, I can see that I played Mega Man out of all these Mega Man games. So that's cool, and there's an example of it showing the rating correctly. One thing to note that I didn't do here that I did with the mascots, if somebody else has rated a game, it'll show here. But when you rate it on this screen, it will override what it was. So if this was rated 3 and I hit that, it would go to the 5 and it would show my 5, but not the 3. But on the game list, it will only show the average rating. Your rating will have to be seen from the game page. At least that's the way it is right now. It could change a lot later. Anyway, I probably already showed before that the search works now correctly. So that's a thing. Look, I put in information for this stupid game. That was weird, but it still works. Cool. Thought it was broken for a second. I've started adding information during my streams. I've got a screenshot thing that OBS has as a plugin, which works super great for getting the screenshots, and I decided that each stream, when I play new games, I'll just get screenshots from that automatically and then throw them in here and add a little bit of detail. I have 1 page worth out of 482 pages. So it's going to take, and that's only for the 4 consoles that are here currently. It's going to take the rest of my life. Eventually I'm going to need like 100 different editors to come in and help with this. What the hell is this, Zeta? Well, now you can press this button and add a game to your collection. And over in the quests page, you will notice that on top of the quests I have added, there's now this My Collection. And that is kind of, it's like quest 0. I just put my mouse somewhere you're not going to see, but that's quest 0 out of all the quests, and it's kind of a shared quest that everybody gets for games they've added to their quote-unquote collection. So if you wanted a game collection, like a personalized list that isn't one of the quests, or you wanted to like keep track of the games you actually own or whatever, you could do it here. And now you wouldn't have this edit button, but if you hit erase quest progress, which is a thing now, you can like clear out your progress on a quest and start over. So if you wanted like a collection of games you could replay over and over again and keep respinning, now that's something you can do. You still have to favorite into it or they won't spin. But you can now add games to your collection and erase the progress on them. On all quests, actually. If we go back to the quest page over the like megaman or whatever, you can also do that here. You won't have this edit button, obviously, but you will have the erase quest progress, and that will erase your progress on any quest. And hopefully just the correct quest. I don't know if that's working correctly at the moment. Well, yes, okay, good. We do have something that I've marked played. It was probably that first game in the list. So that's working. I'm kind of rambling, I'm sorry. Anyway, the My Collection is for you to have your own personal list of games without having to make a quest yourself, although I might add that as a possibility later for non-editors to add their own like private quests. And you can take them out just by hitting this X if you want to, or you can go to the page and they'll be over here. Actually, sorry, no, they won't. They won't be over here, not for the personal quests. They're only over there for the quests that are added. So yeah, if you wanna take games off of your collection, you'll have to go into the list here. But that's a thing you can do now. I've added that. You may have noticed I have the world's tiniest add quest button for editors. Again, that's just me at the moment, but I can add a new quest with this stuff. There's now private quests. That's, again, a thing that may exist later. It doesn't mean anything right now, but it will let me like add a quest as private and then add games to it before setting it to public. But if I make a thing where you can just add your own quests, they'll automatically be private and only you will see them. So that works, although it's absurdly ugly. I think that's it, actually. That's pretty much it. So I've added like the watch and block list, or block buttons. Only the block button does anything. I added My Collection, so you can have your own collection of games from the game list that you just add with a single click. I added the rating of mascots. I added the ratings to the main lists, and the ability to rate mascots from the main list, because that's kind of cool. I added the status of games, if you have played them, or completed them, or beaten them, to the list of games here. Oh, also, actually, that's in the quest lists too, so if you're looking through the quest list to make sure you like try to figure out what games you haven't played all of, you can do that, and you'll see on the side here whether they're played or not. Audio Zeta here for one more update, actually. There is a change to the wheel I made that I thought was super cool. So you've seen how it works. You like favorite a quest, or you mark a bunch of games unplayed, and they go to the wheel and get spun up, right? And then they get marked played automatically, or you can go in and mark them beaten and complete. Well, if you have nothing in your quests or games left that are marked either incomplete or unplayed, like if you don't have any unplayed marked games or anything incomplete or unplayed in a quest you have favorited, as soon as there's nothing left, it will start spinning up games from the played status. And then you can keep going and just play the games you played but didn't beat, right? And then once you've marked all of those beaten, it'll start going into the beaten category and only spin things until you have them all marked complete. So you can go forever until all of them are marked complete if you want to. I thought that was a really cool idea. So it will spin anything that is marked unplayed manually or that is inactive or unplayed in a quest you have favorited. And once all of those are marked at least played, it will start. It'll see that there's nothing left to grab, so it'll say, oh, well, I guess I'll just look for played then, and grab all of those. Pretty cool. That's a little weird. I don't know why that's like centered, but whatever. You may notice that I also fixed the weird box size thing. That's working right now, so that's cool. Yeah, it's not centered here. I don't know why it's centered there. I might fix that later. That's a little ugly. Not that it's not all ugly, but that's the current state of affairs. The wheel is working great. The forge is functional and an absolute mess to work with. Everything else, that's what I've added. So that's the current state. Eventually the quest list will have this ugly search bar too, but we don't need it right now because there's only 5 things. But eventually that'll be a thing, and you'll be able to search by name here as well. Yeah, everything's looking good. I haven't done anything to the user page that I want to do, and there's still like 100 things I have planned. But that's the current state of affairs. And all I really have to say on it. I start work in like 4 days, so gotta get used to talking every single day for the rest of my life. Hopefully it will go well. Hopefully I won't die before then. You want to know a little scary story? Just to round this Game Questers update off. Last night I woke up at like 8 a.m. and I couldn't see out of my right eye. It wasn't like black. It was just, it had a big white blob on it. And I turned on my light, and it was still there when I opened my eyes, and I turned on my light, and it was like corrupted black and blue kaleidoscopic shit. I assume it looked similar to what auras look like for people that get auras with migraines. But I don't get migraines, and it was only in my right eye, and then like a minute later, maybe a little less than a minute of sitting there like, oh shit, I'm about to go to the hospital, it just kind of melted away, and I was fine again. And I've been fine all day, and I hope to continue to be fine, because I need to work for 3 months before I get my health insurance. What the hell was that? Am I gonna go blind too? Come on, life, stop giving me these curveballs, alright? I've been used to being half deaf and all that shit, but I need my eyeballs. I need them! So hopefully that was nothing. So far I haven't suffered a stroke, and my eye hasn't popped out of its socket, but it was the most concerning thing that has ever happened to me. Never had anything like that. I'm hoping that I had just happened to be laying on my eyeball in a really horrible pressure kind of way and woke up to just weird, crazy shit going on, and then being not on my eyeball made it stop. I don't know. I have no idea. But if it happens again, I'm going straight to the ER, probably, because that sounds deadly. But so far I'm fine. My eyesight has been perfectly normal since it went away, and yeah, so that's my story about my eyeball and the current Game Questers progress. Someday this will be open to the public, but that day is not yet. Again, still need to make it look pretty, at least in one kind of way, before I even consider that. But everything's working so far, and I said it was like 90% done with the base functionality I wanted before. I'd say 95 now. There's still a few features that are missing, but the base ideas are all there. It's almost completely functional in every way I need it to be. Cool. Alright, bye!